Hey guys, Royal Tanker back again. Sorry it's been a while. It's been quite a while. I was planning to upload some more stuff, but I felt wait a little while. Well, I've probably waited about a month or so, but I have finally decided to kick off again with the channel. We're doing a box opening. There'll be a part 1, which is now, and then there'll be a part 2. They'll both be uploaded this week, so please stay in touch for them. What I've ordered and what has finally come is the long awaited Dark Imperium starter set from Games Workshop, and in this part we'll just be looking through the general stuff that you get and all that goodness in there, and yeah. And in part 2 we'll have a quick look at some of the models and stuff like that, but this will just generally just go through what you get, and then I'll give my final review in part 2. And I've already, when I went to Games Workshop today, I pre-opened this just to make sure everything was fine. So there we are. I felt just doing this by hand was probably a bit easier because my tripod currently isn't that good. Just ignore those bits. Those are just my little details and stuff like that, which I don't want to show. So what you get in the box when you've pre-ordered, unfortunately the pre-order's done now, so you can go get this starter set now. It was released on the Saturday, yes, Saturday the 17th this was released. So you can now get it. I believe it is currently £98, which I know is quite high for what this is, but you get a lot of nice looking models in this set. So currently I'm still thinking about whether I recommend it or not, but I'll leave that in my part 2 video, which will be my genuine overview sort of thing. So what you get when you get the pre-order is you get the starter set, you get these cards, which I quite like because it's got all the game types all on cards. I'm not sure how many you get. I think there's about a good 10, maybe 11 game types in there. So you get that for free when you pre-ordered the starter set, but you still get these rules in the rule book. But since I pre-ordered, I got them in a little freebie way. Depending on what army you do, so Marines and all that. If you're doing just the 2 armies out of here, you don't need to buy anything else. At least I don't think you do. But as I've been showing in my previous videos, I've started working on the Astra Militarum. Whoops. Yeah, that's my stand. And if you hear a little hum, sorry, it's a very hot day and I've just got the fan going, so so since I'm doing Astra Militarum, I also ordered the Index Imperium 2, which is the codex for because there's 4 codex indexes. There's Imperium 1, Imperium 2, then there's Xenos 1 and Xenos 2, and they contain between 4 to 5 armies. It's just so that people can just start playing until they release single codexes and stuff like that. There's nothing been confirmed yet, but I would assume there would be. So in there, Imperium 2, you get the rules for the Astra Militarum, Adeptus Mechanicus, Imperial Knights, Imperial Agents, so that's the assassins and stuff like that. And then you get the Talons of the Emperor, which is the Custodian Guard, the Sisters of Silence, and those sorts of things. So we'll probably have a look at that at some point. So there you go, there's the armies you get to have a look in here. So that's all that you need if you're doing any of those. And if you've got somebody doing the same, you just need one of these and then you can just work together on it. So there's that. Obviously I've just shown you that. And then I'm just going to put the camera down so that I can just get this out for you guys. Just putting it down right here. Wow, this looks amazing, guys. This looks amazing. And there we are, Dark Imperium. That is a nice front cover. So what the 2 armies you get in here is you get the Primaris Marines, which are the newest generation of Space Marines. So pretty much they've gotten new advanced weapons, and they were requisitioned by Rabut Guilliman before he had to be put in his stasis pod, I believe. I mean, you guys can quote me down below, because I'm not so I pretty much pick up things as I go along. I don't read the books or anything, so I just get people to tell me things. But as far as I'm aware, I think these guys were requisitioned before Rabut had to be put in stasis. And now they've been finally brought out, so you've got the nice looking captain here. And then you've got some of the lieutenant. Well, no, that's the ancient. So he's the ancient, and then you've got some of the Primaris Marines scattered around. You've got a lieutenant with the red helmet there, and just some other cool guys there. And then they've actually released some very nice looking models for the Death Guard. And if any of you don't know, the Death Guard are the personal army of the Chaos Lord Nurgle. So they spread plague and disgust and all that. They're hideous beings, more or less, but in models they look really nice. I mean, I'm not sure whether I'll keep them, but I may keep them for the moment just to see how they go. And these are the Ultramarines, so pretty much the face of all Games Workshop, more or less, for 40k. So that's the front cover, Dark Imperium. Yep, la-di-da-di-da. And then if we look on the sides, you've got a Primaris Marine there. On that side you've got a Plague Marine or a Plague Champion. I'm not sure, I think it may be just a Plague Marine. And then on the sides you've just got the Warhammer 40k, it's just the same there. And then when you flip over the back, it just shows all the contents that you get inside this box. So it's got a little bit of a detail of the Primaris Space Marine, and they've got a nice looking Marine there in a cool looking pose. I'll just hold that there. You can just pause the video any second and you can just read through that. Up here, it's just a little bit of a little dialogue, more or less. So in the grim darkness of the far future there's only war, which if you've not played Warhammer 40k, Warhammer 40,000 is based in the 41st millennium, and it's just pure war there. There's hardly any peace or anything. Then you've got a little background, then you've got the Death Guard and a little writing there, which I'll just hover there for a second, so you can just pause the video if you want to. And then there's a Plague Marine, I believe. I think he's just the same one as on the sides, so to me he looks like a Plague Champion with that Plague Sword. And then here you've got a show of everything that's in the box apart from the terrain. You have to buy all that separately, or you can just make your own. So you've got the Plague Lord or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm not really good at knowing everything off the top of my head, guys, so just putting that out there. So you've got the Plague Lord, you've got a squad of Plague Marines, which I actually kind of like the look of. You get a Plague Wizard, or whatever it's actually called. So they're actually trying to incorporate a lot of stuff, you know, just basic stuff. So you've got like how to use magic, how vehicles work, and all that, which is actually really good. Because usually in previous starter sets you didn't really get much to know, and then you had to build up as you go along. But with just this alone, you can actually know everything that you need to know, and then you can just branch off however you want. So you've got the Plague Drone, which I wasn't so looking about, but I actually kind of like the look of it. And then you've got all these Plague Nurgling guys, which for me I'm very afraid of. So if I ever come up against Nurgle or something like that, they're gonna die first, because I really don't want them getting too close to my guys, which I'll explain in part 2. You get a Plague Champion or a Nurgle Bell or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm quite bad at this, so I'm sorry. And then over to the Primaris Marines, you've got the Captain in Gravis Armor, I think it's called. You've got an Ancient, then you get a Lieutenant, you get, I believe it is 2 squads of Primaris Marines, 1 squad of Inceptors or whatever they are. Pretty much it's 5 Space Marines all wielding plasma guns, which is pretty cool. 5 Marines carrying around plasma guns. That I've not seen before. So I'm looking forward to using that. And then here you've got these new jump pack guys, which strike from orbit. And those weapons that they've got, those are heavy bolters. They're pistolized heavy bolters, which I think is just brilliant that they've put heavy bolters into pistol forms, which is brilliant. I really like that. So in the box it goes through, so you get a 24-page Primaris Space Marine booklet, Death Guard, range ruler, 12 dice, and then you get a captain, 2 lieutenants, 1 ancient, 10 intercessors, 3 incaptors, 5 they're hell blasters. So these guys here with the plasma guns are called hell blasters. Then for the Death Guard you get 1 Lord, that's it, the Lord of Contagion, which is this big guy right here. And then you get 1 Noxious Blightbringer, which I believe is this guy here with the bell. You get 1 Malignant Plaguecaster, which is this guy here, which is this sort of wizard guy. Then you get 7 Plague Marines, as we all know. You get 1 Fortred Bloat Drone, which is the drone that I showed you. And then you get 20 Poxwalkers. So, yeah, you get 53 models in this box. And so far, that is really good. So you can happily just buy this. You've got 2 good armies straight out of the box. You can happily start playing with this, which I highly think is really good. And so far, I'm quite happy with the way Games Workshop's going with this. So this is part 1. In part 2, we're going to open this and have a quick little look in. So see you guys in part 2.